MAGA, the Federal Reserve using dollar to exploit people all around the world. And you didn't get the benefits. You pay tax and the tax money go to war. Why you sound so proud?
They rob you blind and you thank them for it. That's a tragedy. That's a scam. That's why I'm saying this right now. Americans, you don't need a tariff. You need a revolution.
My God！
大家好，最近网上有个事儿啊，特别的火啊。这个中国的两个小伙啊，在社交媒体上用英语对着美国的老百姓啊，就是一顿输出。哎呦，结果是火得一塌糊涂啊，全世界都在讨论。那这两个小伙说了啥呢？简单来说啊，就是他把美国社会啊那些不好意思啊摆在台面上的事儿啊，他给扒了个底儿朝天啊，那叫一个犀利啊！第一位中国小伙啊，直接把外国网红博主给震惊了。
Damn, that was harsh. But I mean, he's not wrong.
哎，你说奇不奇怪啊？两个中国小伙啊，隔着太平洋喊话，哎，咋就能掀起这么大的风浪呢？我们来看看他们都说了啥呢？
Hello from China. Let me show you the United States products in my home. Nothing. Do you have something from China in your home? MAGA people, you guys are really dumb. Seriously, the whole world know you guys are dumb. Only you guys don't know about it. I'm Chinese, I'm just very straightforward. You guys are so stupid. If the lies too complicated, you guys cannot even understand. So politicians have to make the most obvious, most ridiculous lies. And you guys like, oh, I get it. That makes sense. MAGA, you are so obsessed with, what about this? What about that? This and that, all propaganda. Everything you know about the other country is propaganda. You live in a propaganda cage, your so-called free media controlled by same group oligarchs. And Google is super censored. Okay, I'm not saying I'm free. Nobody is totally free. We all working class, somebody manipulating us. But yours, doing you so hard, oh my God, hurts. Buy some lube from China.
My God. Let's run that back one more time so people in the back can hear what he said.
Buy some lube from China.
这段言论啊发到网上以后是直接炸锅了，好多的川普支持者都在喷他。哎，我们来看一下他是怎么反击的。
So many MAGA leave messages like, soon I will have no products from China. Yeah, that's only because soon you will have no home. Sorry, that's not funny. In China, we all have homes. Even the poorest have home, can afford fresh vegetable, meat, eggs. That's just like a basic human rights in China. And I hope you also have that basic human rights.
Goddamn. How do you respond to that? How do you keep arguing with somebody who very clearly has the upper hand and who's much more intelligent than you? Just give up. But I mean, if you go through his TikTok feed, he continues to argue with Trump supporters because to him, it's easy. He just swats them aside. They come up with some dumbass argument and he dismisses it. Sometimes he's nicer. Other times he checks them. He claps those cheeks. It's entertaining, but at the same time sad as an American because we continuously display our stupidity to people around the world and we think that we're so cute and smart, but we look like fucking idiots and we don't realize how the rest of the world sees us. I wish that Americans had more self-awareness, but we don't. It is sad that so many Americans seemingly don't know as much about America as people who live outside of the country. Nonetheless, somebody's got to educate them, and since they're clearly not listening to any of us within the country, maybe some of these MAGA dipshits will listen to somebody with an outside perspective.
看得出来啊，美国博主是真的服气了，哎，竟然能说出美国人了解美国啊，竟然都没有中国人了解的多这种话。总之啊，小伙子怼得不错啊，继续加油。第二位小伙啊，那是更厉害啊，连美国那边一个挺有名的鹰派学者啊，就是那种老觉得中国威胁美国的人啊，都公开啊给他点赞。
A young Chinese influencer on TikTok who speaks English has made a fascinating clip directed at the American people. And the first time I saw it, I said to Chris, we got to play this for Professor Mearsheimer. We got to have his comments on it. So it's a minute and a half long, but it's in English and it's fascinating. And I want to discuss it with you after we watch it together. Chris, cut number 20.
They rob you blind and you thank them for it. That's a tragedy. That's a scam. That's why I'm saying this right now. Americans, you don't need a tariff. You need a revolution. For decades, your government and oligarchs only ship your job to China, not for diplomacy, not for peace, but to exploit cheap labors. And in the process, they hollowed out your middle class, crushed your working class, and told you to be proud while they sold your future for profit. And yes, China made money, but we used it to build roads, lift millions out of poverty, fund healthcare, raise living standard. We reinvested in our people. My family also benefited from it. What did your oligarchs do? They bought yachts, private jets, mansions with golf course driveways. They manipulate the market, dodged tax, and poured billions into endless wars. And you get stagnated wages, crippling healthcare costs, cheap dopamine, debt, and flagged wave property made in China while they pick your pocket. For 40 years, both China and the United States benefit from the trade, the manufacturing, but only one of us use that wealth to build. This isn't China's fault. This is yours. You let this happen. You let the oligarchs feed your lies while they made you fat, poor, and addicted. Now they blame China for mess they made. I don't think so. I don't think you need another tariff. You need to wake up. You need to take your country back. I think you need a revolution.
The one correction I would make, I realize a lot of this is ideological, is we haven't spent billions on useless wars. We've spent trillions on useless wars. But take it from there, Professor Mearsheimer.
Well, if you
If
listen,
that young man were your student in your class and he stood up and gave that minute and a half statement, how would you respond?
I would tell him I basically agree with him. I think he's correct. And I think, by the way, that this is a message in large part that Trump made as a candidate before the 2016, 2020, and the 2024 election. And it's what helped get him elected in two of those three cases. I think there are a huge number of people in this country who feel exactly the way that Chinese gentleman feels about what has happened.
How I found very attractive what the young man said, and I wish that Donald Trump would listen to it. I don't know what the neocons around him would say. I really don't think that the tariffs were well thought out. I think they were a product of his, at times, pugnacious personality rather than a deep-seated understanding of economics 101. I mean, our colleague, with whom we agree most of the times, I know the two of you have debated, Jeff Sachs agrees entirely. I haven't played this clip for him. We didn't have it when Jeff was on this week, but I suspect he would agree.
现在美国不是老跟中国打贸易战嘛，搞什么关税嘛？结果呀，很多美国老百姓就发现自己买的这个东西好多都是中国产的，结果还得交一笔额外的税，心疼啊！这下他们才明白这原来这关税最后是落到自己头上了。你制裁中国呢，结果把自己给坑了。所以呢，美国好几个州都爆发游行呀，反对政府这么干，说这是损人不利己。甚至连美国3个前总统都出来批评现在的政府这中国小伙在视频里就说了，美国的问题根本就不在于中国，而是国内那些有钱有势的大老板和政客。
You don't have the money, you don't have the power. All you had was one vote, and you already gave it to him. The vote became his stepping stone. He used it to accumulate the ultimate power. You see how he moves. His name everywhere, hotels, golf courses, restaurants, even possibly on legislations in the future. His face is on flags, t-shirts, truck, like a brand. He works like a real estate agent. He pointed a piece of land in the Middle East, and he already picturing a beachfront resort and luxury shopping district. That's how his mind works. It's not about serving the people. I don't think so. I think it's about building something with his name on it. Legacy he wants. But look, I will give him this. He's really good at marketing. He knows how to sell the images. He made you believe that he's one of you. He was going to fight for you. He's gonna shake the system to its core. But in the end, I think he's just gonna do what benefits him and the people in his inner circle. I get it. You voted for him because you want some change. You want someone to take down the deep states. You want a revolution. You want a real change. But all you got was a different face on the same machine. A new pen job on the same old system. Because at the end of the day, it's not about left and right. It's not about left and right. It's about which oligarchs they are working for. I can see the difference. In China, the government has a grip on the corporations. Well, they follow the Chinese rule. But in the States, it seems the corporation controls the government. The lobbyist controls the senator and the Congress. So with one party, the tension, the social antagonism is between the people and the government. But in the States, it's about left and right. The neighbors fighting neighbors, family split over politics. The divisions, that is, I think it's a distraction because while you are arguing with each other, the people really in power, they're behind the scene, right? They stay winning. You have to look beyond and past left and right because that's how they control you.
那据《华尔街日报》调查显示啊，这64%的美国人啊，存款都不足$500啊，这说明啥？说明美国的这个贫富差距太大了呀！这有钱的是太有钱了，这没钱的又是太没钱了。这更搞笑的是啊，米尔斯海默教授啊，就是那个老说中国威胁论的，看完视频后啊，居然也觉得这个小伙说的对。他说这个美国那些搞国家安全的，靠着和中国合作啊，赚了这么多钱，然后又利用自己的学术地位啊，夸大中国的威胁，搞得这个美国国内一团糟。这个米尔斯海默啊，可不是一般人啊。他在这个国际学术界啊，可是个大腕儿，经常在《纽约时报》这些大媒体上发表文章，这影响是相当大的。从美国老百姓的反应来看啊，视频评论区里点赞最多的评论就是“终于有人说真话了”。更有美国学者表示啊，这个美国啊正在衰落，一切都结束了。
It's over. The empire is on its way down. You can live with that. You can make that decline manageable. You can avoid a trauma, or you cannot. For every example of an empire that went down traumatically, I can give you one that didn't, and vice versa. That's a choice we have if we take it seriously, which our leaders do not. The unthought through strategy of Mr. Trump doesn't yet take into account that there's another competitor who can buy if you don't. Who can sell if you don't. You're not what you were. In the latter half of the 20th century, it all made a kind of sense. The United States says jump, and everybody asks how high. But we're not there. Nobody can afford to build houses in America now. Add 25% to the cost of lumber, kiss it goodbye.
很多美国网友啊留言说，自己看病贵啊，什么工资低啊，欠了一堆债啊，这生活压力啊实在是太大了，觉得被政府和那些大老板啊都当傻子耍了。这说明美国老百姓对现在的生活啊很不满啊，只是缺一个发泄的机会。这两个视频啊就像一把刀，撕开了美国社会的很多矛盾。这工厂搬走了啊，工人失业，贫富差距太大。中产阶级被掏空，老百姓对未来很焦虑，而美国政客呢，他们老是把这个中国啊当成假想敌，转移这个老百姓的注意力。其实啊，在国际舆论场上，中国网友一直很给力，通过各种方式反击那些对中国的抹黑。比如这个美国政府不是说要让这个制造业回流美国吗？中国网友就用 AI 软件做了个视频，让美国高官亲自下工厂拧螺丝、踩缝纫机，讽刺他们。 有这个美国的副总统万斯嘛，他不是侮辱中国人是农民嘛？哎，中国网友就做了各种嘲讽他的视频啊，这些段子和视频啊，在国内外都传播的很广，用轻松幽默的方式啊，反击了美国的无理和霸道。中国网友在这个国际舆论场上的积极行动啊，也就像战场上的合成旅，战斗力很强。能有效的反击负面舆论，维护国家的形象和利益。现在这个中国网友是越来越厉害了，那知识储备和这个见识让外国网友都震惊了。他们啥都能聊啊，对非西方世界的历史甚至是拉美独立运动、非洲民族解放史都有了解。对当代政治也很感兴趣他们不仅是能和这个英国网友聊如法梗，还能和布基纳法索的网友聊桑卡拉。中国作为这个最大的发展中国家，对待其他国家这个历史也很客观、很公正，对其他发展中国家的困境也很同情就像这2个中国小伙的喊话实际上是在这个国际舆论上发出了一种理性、客观的声音，就是他打破了这个西方媒体对于中国的偏见和抹黑，让更多的人能看到这个美国社会问题的本质在这个全球化的今天这各国的命运都是紧密相连的美国如果这个继续深陷内部矛盾通过制造外部冲突来转移视线，那不仅是解决不了自己的问题还会对全球和平和这个稳定造成负面影响是不是好啦，今天就给大家聊到这儿啦，欢迎订阅、点赞、评论我是小懒，感谢大家支持。